What were you thinking about as far as the path you were going to carve for yourself when you were in your teenage years? Like, what did you think you were going to do, and where did you think you were going to go?
Yeah, I mean, it did not include being a state representative or a politician or an elected official. And it did not include living like 2 minutes away from the literal house that I grew up in my small town in Connecticut. So that's been a really, and I'm sure we'll talk more about it, but an interesting sort of path to reflect on what that's looked like. After, graduating from high school and then graduating from college, I think I felt really excited to get to New York City, to this place where I felt like the world happened and culture happened and art and new people and people that didn't look like me, people that were from different backgrounds, people that had different experiences. I felt such a strong draw to that. At the time, I was also driven a lot by art, by creating music and expression. I feel very lucky that I grew up in a school and in a community where I had chances to learn, opportunities to learn about self-expression, whether that was through creating music, through the written word, through all sorts of things. But definitely felt in my late teens, my early 20s, like there was so much that I wanted to say, and that I wanted to say it through music, through creating music videos, through artistic and creative projects. And so I think that was a really good focus. And then as I did that and started figuring out what I wanted to say, I had moments to realize, wow, there's a lot that I don't know about, that I need, there's a lot more questions that were coming up.
And so coming out of college, you were an educator, right? Like you went into the education field, and one, like what was the motivation for that? But then two, you were in education, but also you're a musician, right? You were pursuing a career as a musician. So how did you balance those things?
That's almost like a first point in my story where I feel like being open to the unexpected. So and being willing to say yes to that and take a chance with it. So, I didn't study education, becoming a teacher when I was in college. I studied biology, thinking that I'd go off to medical school, which I certainly did not ever do and probably won't at this point. So that was already sort of a new path that opened up. And then when I got to New York and was working on becoming a musician and an artist, had a chance to work at a school, and it felt so familiar, obviously, because I'd spent my entire life in school. So I got it and I knew it and I felt very comfortable. But I think what hooked me was, and actually for me, I had the real luck to work with the younger students. So found myself in a fourth grade classroom and seeing fourth graders at the point, we talk a lot about passion and purpose, feeling the passion, the exuberance, the in the momentness of young people that age was so powerful for me. Before the cynicism, before the awkward, uncomfortable, you're looking around everybody sort of judging yourself, but it felt like it was such a pure moment that reminded me of something that was so powerful to tap into that I got really excited to be around. And then that sort of set off a path of working in education and thinking a lot about, how to prepare young people to succeed. And I think balancing that with the arts and being a musician, it always felt very natural. And I know that you, Christian, and many other people in our community share those two threads of the arts in some sort of way, and then doing community-based work, whether that's in education or in schools or in organizing, whatever it might be, which I think just kind of speaks to a sense of creation, a sense of curiosity in the world, a sense of values and what's important to you and how you want to stand for those. So I just feel so lucky that it all sort of played along together in a way that honestly, it just felt like every day, every step I was taking, I was so lucky to be able to be doing something that I was excited about and wanted to work towards, challenged by, and proud of.